Hi Leah, thanks for coming in today and talking to me. So I'm just going to take some notes while we talk. So don't be distracted by that. Feel free to take your time
Okay.
to think about the question. So to begin, tell me a little bit more about your last position. What were your responsibilities?
My last job, I was a receptionist at the front desk and I worked full time, so I took care of scheduling and clients. I also took care of the little smaller details,
Uh-huh.
like the laundry and the dishes and that kind of thing.
Sounds like a lot. um, what led you to this career path or to that job?
I've just always really liked taking care of people and working with people and taking care of the smaller details, hospitality type things.
Okay. Cool. So that provides you with a lot of that.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Um, for this job, tell me which skills you possess that you think are important.
Can we come back to that one?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make a note. Would you say that you possess leadership skills? And if you do, tell me an example of a time you displayed leadership.
I do believe that I do possess leadership skills. I just try to lead by example. For instance, by having a good attitude and taking care of things that I know need to be done, even if they aren't necessarily my responsibility.
Cool. So can you give me an example of a time?
Let's see. Well, the other day, the assistant left early, so I had to take care of the assistant tasks, and they're not necessarily my responsibility, but I want us all to work well together, and if I have the time to do them, I do them, so I did them.
Awesome. What skill do you find most useful in a leadership position?
I think it's important to have integrity, someone who is willing to do the smaller tasks or be on a lower level, step in if help is needed. I think it's important to just really lead by example and show people that you are good for your word.
Great. Why do you think that those might be important?
I think they're important because it's really hard to follow someone leading you if they're not practicing what they preach and if they're not doing the same thing. It's your heart behind it really isn't there. You can tell that they don't really believe what they're saying or how they're, yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me about a time when you had to communicate effectively and what you did to accomplish it?
Let's see. A time when I had to communicate effectively, I work with a lot of women, and so things can get very dramatic very quickly, the drop of a hat, which, you know, is just kind of the way it is sometimes. But more recently, I had one of the girls tell me that they actually were going to leave early, but they didn't tell me that. So I scheduled an appointment for this person, but they did not tell me that they were leaving, so I had to handle it with the client and say that I was unaware that there wasn't actually availability. And I spoke to the stylist and told her that in the future I needed her to tell me as soon as she decided that she was going to need to be blocked on her books so that I could not have any more issues with clients.
Gotcha. So if that communication had been there,
Yes.
you wouldn't have had to, or it wouldn't have negatively affected, you know,
A client experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. Can you give me an example of a time you experienced a difficult situation? Speaking of, you know, clients, a difficult situation with a client or a coworker, and how you handled it.
Recently, we had a client who booked online go to our other location and because on the email that he had where he booked his appointment, he misread the email and thought that he was supposed to be at the location, was very frustrated. I did my best to take care of it. I told the manager, and he had a very bad attitude and was very unhappy, but I believe that I handled it the best way I possibly could. I was very kind, and so was the manager.
Oh, good. What was the outcome of that?
He told us he would never be coming back.
Oh, well,
So, but we handled it in a respectful way.
okay. Yeah, that's very important. Would you consider yourself very organized? And if so, describe an example of how well you organize something about yourself or something at work.
I try to remain organized. It is a challenge for me. It's something that's really important to me, so I work really hard at it on my job. But because of my ADD, I do struggle to find consistency for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So a way that I hope to remain organized is by making lots of notes for myself, and just giving myself a lot of grace by reminding myself that sometimes I forget things, and as soon as I remember, I take care of it.
You said giving yourself a lot of breaks.
A lot of reminders
Oh, okay.
on a notepad or whatever's sitting next to me. I'll make a note as soon as someone asks me to do something, just so that I don't forget it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Leah, tell me, what are your goals for the next 10 years?
For the next 10 years, my husband is graduating LSU this semester, so he's starting a full-time job, in June or July.
Oh, okay.
And that's really awesome. But for myself, I do want to keep working for a little while, and maybe we'll have kids in the next 5 years at some point. Not really sure
Oh, wow.
what we want to do, but that's kind of the basic
Definitely
idea.
something to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So you said he's already got a full-time job?
He does. It's really
Awesome.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What do you think makes you stand out among any other candidates that may be applying for this job?
I have integrity. I work hard. I care about the people that I work with. So it's not only to me a list of duties or tasks, but the people matter to me, and the heart behind it really matters to me. So I will push for that extra mile to take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Okay. Well, Leah, that's all the questions I had. Thanks for coming in to speak with me today, and we will be letting you know within the next week or so the decision that we make.
Perfect. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Yeah,
It's nice to meet
absolutely.
you.
Nice to meet you.